Hello, everyone. My name is Steve. I'm a Australian missionary with Verbum Dei Catholic missionary brother. And this is our chapel here in Sydney, Australia. Thought I'd show you all here. You can see the map of the world all behind. The tabernacle, Mary on one side. Um, okay, so I wanted to share a little bit about why have I been called to be a brother. And I am a consecrated brother. I took my vows last year. And it's interesting, because a lot of people, when I say that I'm becoming a missionary or consecrated, a lot of people automatically assume that I wanted to be a priest. I feel called to be a priest. And I don't know for sure which way that's going, but I always say that I was never felt called to be a priest, actually, but to be a brother, to be a missionary that's giving their life to let people know about the Word of God, about who Jesus is, bring them into contact with Jesus. That's been what I understood my calling. I understood it very uh, pretty quickly, even when I used to be an engineer before, and even when I was working before. I remember one time, lots of examples, but one time I was sharing with one of my work colleagues. She, in that moment, was having some troubles with her marriage and different things. So I remember she was asking me, how come I always seem to be okay? I have a lot of patience. I seem to be happy with my life. And in that moment, I was sort of, well, I started to share about my faith, how it sort of helps sustain me, and then talked a lot of different things. And then at the end of the conversation, she said, well, you explain these things really well, and you should do it more often. And I remember sitting there and going, actually, I should. It's what I really enjoy doing the most. I like helping people understand their life, understand who they are, and more importantly, understand who Jesus is, because Jesus gives that meaning that it's made me happy, and I believe it makes many other people happy as well too. So I've always understood my calling to be a missionary brother in that sense, like not so much to be someone who does the sacraments, who can help people in that way, but I believe there's a big need in our church of today for brothers and sisters who who can talk on the same level as other people. And this is the big difference about being a brother than from being a priest. The vocation of being a brother is a bit more that you're not dedicated to, yes, to the sacrament, saying masses, but you can spend more time, I think, sharing one-on-one, preaching, helping accompany people, and especially our specific charism as Verbum Dei is to help form apostles. So form people who are capable of evangelizing, who are capable of sharing their own faith with others. And as a brother, I found that we can really do that a lot, in the sense that I don't have to dedicate all my time towards being saying masses, hearing confessions. I have more time to dedicate towards helping people in different ways. And as a brother, that's one thing I found very interesting as a vocation, is that, and people relate to you differently when you're a brother than when you're a priest. I don't know. When you're a priest, I think people automatically have certain ideas. They feel a certain way that they have to talk to people in a certain way. Whereas as a brother, you can also sort of live like one of them. We're not exactly the same. Obviously, we're consecrated to God. We don't. We have vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, and I live in a community, a religious community. But I have found that people can relate in a different way to brothers than they can to priests. So I believe it is a a type of vocation that is equally as important as priests in a lot of ways. Of course, we still need priests. We still need people who can say the sacraments, because we can't live our faith, our Catholic faith, out without access to the Eucharist, access to confession, to the last rites, to all the different things that you do with holy orders. But we also need people fully dedicated to helping people find God. And you can do this. We know you can do that as a lay person as well too. But there is something special about the consecrated life that is a sign of someone who gives their whole life towards this. And yes, and this dedication is what really helps. So I hope that helps a little bit about explaining a little bit of vocation of a brother. And yeah, pray for me that I stay faithful to this vocation, and that any others out there as well too who feel that call can also respond with all of their life. God bless.